Welcome to WB Mason Postgame Extra, exclusively on SNY.TV. Wednesday afternoon, the Nationals took the rubber game of a three-game series from the Mets in D.C., 1-0. Terrific pitchers duel between Robert Gsellman and Tanner Roark, broken up on a Wilson Ramos home run off Fernando Salas in the bottom of the seventh.
Well, you said it, Gary. A real pitcher's duel. Roark pitched outstanding, strong 7 innings of shutout ball. On the other side, Robert Gsellman went 5 2/3 through a very fine game, once again holding up his end here with the pitchers down in the Mets starting rotation. 5 2/3 scoreless, strong. Smoker came in and got a big out, a big strikeout of Bryce Harper.
I thought he threw the ball very well. Again, he's throws strikes, and he's got the sinker working. He can work both sides. He's got enough velocity that he can go up above the strike zone and get some swings. And he threw the ball very well. So he just didn't give me anything to work with.
Just still go out there, do what I always do. Try to get ground balls, throw strikes, get outs.
Coming into in a big series like this against a real good team. With a lot at stake right now, and I want to see how he handled it, and he handled it great.
The Mets had their opportunity in that first inning, Gary. They had the bases loaded, 1 out off Roark, and looked like he was in trouble. But Roark got Jay Bruce to strike out, and then got JT Rivera to hit into a fly ball to end the inning, and then the Mets didn't really threaten much the rest of the way.
Yeah, we had a chance, but he's good, and we didn't get it done. We had opportunities, but it's like you always talk about when you face good pitchers. If they're in trouble early, you better get to them.
Well, first of all, I think that game of 4 o'clock here, the shadows between the mound, it's tough to see, and he got a good year. He's been pitching well this year, and he was mixing up the fastball and breaking ball well, and he came up good.
And it came down, the final at bat of the game, to T.J. Rivera facing Mark Melancon after Rivera took Melancon deep last night, but Lightning didn't strike twice.
Well, he wasn't going to hang a breaking ball like he did last night, and he threw them all breaking balls, got him to ground out to shortstop. But that's the beauty of the game. It was a rematch. Melancon came out on top, also got his 12th save since coming over to the Nationals from the Pirates.
Yeah, today's tough when the other two teams lose, but they're saying the same thing. They didn't lose anything. They still got a tough game. They play each other here in the next 2 days, this weekend. So we got a chance to do some damage if we take care of our own business. It's the last homestand. They should, be excited to come out and see what happens in these 10 games. I don't care who we're playing. They're big games. This is a big time of year, and we play pretty well at home, and we're hoping that. We get our fans excited, and they come out and back us up.
So 16 games to go in the season. Mets a half game behind the Giants, a half game in front of the Cardinals in the 3-way for 2 spots wild card race. They open a series against the Twins at Citi Field Friday night with Bartolo Colon on the mound. Our coverage begins at 6 o'clock with Cadillac first pitch on SNY. That'll do it for WB Mason Postgame Extra. Be sure to join us after every game for exclusive coverage on SNY.TV.